I wanted to do a quick tutorial on the flowers that everyone's been making out of the poly burlap. So this is the one that had like the rose petal center look. Uh, and Sarah, I believe Sara Pesta is the one that first made that with the different type of poly burlap in there. So I want to give her credit. Excuse me if she was not the first, but that's who I remember. And then the actual leaves are uh, the who I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, the first one to show us how to make these petals was from design, oh, design, Dean Michaels Designs, excuse me. So I just wanted to do, I just decided I wanted to do it. A lot of times people ask, how do you make that center? I think I did one, but I didn't use this particular poly burlap in there. I didn't want to waste too much of your time, so I already pre-cut and folded most of the petals. I already put some of them on, and I'm going to try and see how this looks and do like a light pink and a dark pink. So as you can see, I did it. So in this, I had the 2 rows of poly burlap. They are 10 inches. This, sorry, I don't have the roll around me. And I cut the squares 10 by 10. I used the wood burner to cut the squares out, and I did also did some green. I don't. The only green I have is on the 21-inch, but it's okay. I just cut it, and I cut these actually, I believe like 12 by 12 or 12 by 10 on some of them. I know I should put the leaves on first, but oftentimes I end up putting it on afterwards because I don't know if I want to do it like more square like, or I'm going to do them, in the shape, sort of the shape of the petal. And you should put it on first because then it kind of eliminates you moving uh, all of these petals around because you know that fraying is crazy with this material. So I'm in my congested little space over here, so I have stuff everywhere. So if I go out of frame, forgive me. I am actually doing it on a bigger frame. I think most people do them on a 10-inch frame or even a 12, but I had a Dollar Tree frame, uh, so it's a 14-inch. So you're gonna use more petals. At the end, we could count up how many I actually used to make the 14-inch. I didn't count as I was going. I was just cutting. Um, so it's on a 14-inch frame. And then, of course, I cut the plastic canvas out around the center. And I zip tied a couple of points. I'll probably add 2 more on here to make sure it's pretty strong. So I already started. And as you can see, putting the petals on. I'm going to show you how to make the petals, and then we'll attach a couple of the petals. So I am going to move this out the way a little bit. Oh, I'm going to show you guys this is the other roll that I had of the poly burlap. So it was okay too to cut this down to size. So I cut these also 10 by 10. First time using this, so we'll see how it turns out. We'll see how the color choices I chose actually turn out. So I'm going to move this over here. Let's see if I can move it and you can still sort of see it. So as I said, I did these poly burlap squares and I did them 10 by 10. I did them in with the wood burner. So you can kind of see the ends, how good they look. And they're not fraying. But don't get me wrong, when you use a wood burner, you still get fraying. Not as much right away, but you can get fraying. So don't be deceived. All right, I moved some of my junk out the way. So I have pipe cleaners. I cut in half. Cut them in half. So I have pink ones. So the way that you do this petal, the first set of petals, what you're going to do is actually fold it in a triangle. And again, this, I believe Dean Michaels designs have a tutorial, and probably several other people have a tutorial on how to make these petals. So I'm just going to briefly go over it. Not my design, but just wanted to show you all. So you do it in a square, and you take it. Most people could probably do it with one hand, but my hands are, especially my right hand, is weaker than the weaker than the left. So I actually have to help out. So I take it, I scrunch up the side, as you can see. I don't, and I kind of push towards my fingers so I can gather. I hope you all could see this. I promise you all, I say it every time. I'm going to work on my lighting. I'm going to work on my video design setup. So I pushed it all together so that I can kind of gather it. And then you're gonna have like the little, hold on. As I said, my right hand is weaker. I had surgery on this hand, surgery on this shoulder, so it's a little weaker. But this is how it's gonna look once you scrunch it all together. Okay, so then you'll take each end of that petal, that triangle that you did, and you're gonna fold it behind it like that. Take a pipe cleaner or a zip tie if you like. I probably need to start using zip ties because it's probably less work on your hands. So that's what the petal will look like. Once you zip tie it, you do it like that. And then you just kind of push it out to fold. If you want your petals to go back, or of course you always gotta have your petals going forward. A lot of times when I do the flowers, I like to play with some of my petals, and I do one forward and one backward as I put them on, just so I can see it. But we're gonna say all of these are going back. So I'll do one more. I'll do the rest of these so you can see. So again, you're gonna take your 10-inch, 10 by 10 poly burlap, or you could use regular mesh, I'm assuming. I don't know how well it comes out making these petals. So you're gonna fold it in a triangle. And again, we're gonna start about, that's like my thumb length. About my thumb. Start up there, and you're gonna kind of push together. Kind of let your other hand guide it into there. Again, my hand is weaker, so I have to do it this way. You may be able to just scrunch and go. So that is what the bottom will look like once you do it. And you're just gonna fold it in. So we'll do one more. My phone actually ran out of memory. So I had to stop and delete some stuff. Taking too many pictures. You know, you can never get the perfect shot. So, okay. So again, you do the triangle. And then you're going to scrunch. Let's see. Again, Dean Michaels Designs have a complete video on how to make these petals. Again, this is what you're going to come out with. So that's the bottom half. You're going to take these tips of the triangle, fold them back, and put a Chanel stem, pipe cleaner, zip tie, whatever you want to use. Okay. So I'll bring this back up. So as I said, I was doing 2 dark pink and then a light pink. I already started putting them on. And I'm at the, straighten this out, the dark pink. So I am doing the second from the top, or the third from the bottom. That's where I'm putting my first petal. So I'm just going to slide it on, and depending on, and twist it. Some people do a twist and fold, but this isn't sliding. Like it normally slides. Sometimes it slides. So I end up having to twist it and go around the wire just to make it more secure. I don't think my Chanel stem is long enough to do that on that one. So just go around it once so you could tighten it a little more so they don't move around. So I did inside of the sections. So this is the bar, another one. I did one on the bar and then two in the center. We'll fix this. So that's the two in the center, and I'm back to my light pink color. And I'm just going to go, go around the bar and secure that one. Excuse me. We'll straighten all these out, make sure that they're spaced enough. Spaced properly. Okay, so then I'm going to use this poly burlap that has the little holes in them and try it out. So I am going to take, so I already folded these the exact same method as this. So I'm going on the second from the bottom or the third from the top, however you want to say it. And I'm going to put these in between two of the petals. So like this. Same method and just twist. I don't know if I already if I cut out enough, because I did do a larger. Let me go back and count for you guys. So at the top I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So it's 18 around. Again, I'm going in between the two on the second from the bottom. And I'm having all kind of technical problems today with my phone. So I went on and put in most of these into the frame. So I'm just going to add the last few. And like I said, I'm going in between the top petals, right in between the two. I'm going to get this video done today, I swear. Again, I am on the second one from the bottom, the row. Just enough. Perfect. I'm sorry. I think I did that one up too high. So it's 18 at the top. We'll go around and count how many of the special petals, we'll call it. There we go. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it's 14 of those. And then, so I guess I'm going to try to mix up the petals again around this way. So I'm using these, same method. So we are going to go on the last row. And actually, I probably could have started the first set on the second one from the top, since this one is so big. So we're gonna mix up the petals and see what it comes out to look like. So maybe I'll just do every other one instead of every two. I think I did 2 dark and 1 light. So I'm going in between the next row. So as you're going, if you can see it, the first row, this is now going to cover up the very first set of petals that we did. So I'm putting this on the last row, but I'm going through the grid that I have. So I'm putting the pipe cleaners between the grid and the bottom row. So I'm right here. I'll go back and clean it up. So I'm in the grid and on the last row for this. Let's see. Hopefully I have enough of these made. And then we can kind of go back and count how many. So 18 and 14, right? Let's see. Trying to stand and do this. I think sometimes when I stand up and craft, it makes me work faster. Maybe because I'm lazy and don't want to stand. Not really stand so I could get it done. Versus if I sit, I could take my time and then I'm looking at TV and doing everything else but what I'm supposed to do. And just get it done. It's been raining here, so I don't know, my mood has been sort of down. And I don't know if it's the weather, although I love, well, I guess I love the springtime, but I love I think I love that here in Chicago, we no longer have super cold, although it's been cold. It snowed on Saturday, which is crazy. It's April 27th and it was snowing outside. Can you believe that? So I'm going in between and I'm doing every other color. Sorry. When you finish putting them on, you can always go fluff. Make sure, sometimes I like to flip a couple of my petals the opposite way, just to kind of give it a real look, a more realistic look, because petals don't always lay flat, right? I don't know. Should I think of every other color? We'll see. We'll see. We might have to go back and change it. I don't want it to look too superficial. Maybe every other color and then switch up a couple of them and do 2 of the same. Mix it up. I may not have actually cut enough of these petals. This is the section right before you do that center. So you want to try to cover up as much of the other row as possible. I may actually have to do another row because I used a bigger Wreath ring and I don't know if I want my center to be that huge. So I may have to do another row of the petals. Too pink. hook it up, push it up some, just to see. Like I said, I may have to do another row so that that center won't be so big. All right, let's see how many I have. Okay. My space is so cluttered with stuff. I'm finding petals on the floor. So just another chance, just in case you forgot or needed reminder. So some days I do all of this twisting and it's just too much for me. I love to do plenty of butterflies, but the cutting is the problem. It's the twisting of the zip ties. I mean, of the pipe cleaners that messes up my hand or causes more pain to my hand. So it's harder for me to do. All right, I'm probably gonna need, okay, might have enough. Before I get to that center part that I want to show you all. Wait a minute. And you know what? I may have to. Maybe I need to go down some because you really can't. Can you really see that? Let me see if I move down. And not go on the last row. You know how we are. We have to play around with it. I think I'm gonna do that because you can see those other petals a little better if I don't go on the last wire, well, the on the frame, the last row. So don't that look a little better? I think I'm gonna go back and I am going to move all of these down. I'm gonna go back in order because you see how it overlaps as you go in order. So I'll go and I'll just move it down just a little bit, and it may save me the time of having to do a whole nother row of petals like this and not make my center. So I am going down. I'll turn it over. I am going down more to the center. And again, if you do 8-inch or 10-inch, you're not gonna have this problem. This wreath is gonna be pretty large. So I went down on these two. I like that better because then you can see these better, right? Okay, so let's see. So I went down. So these are the two that I decided not to do on the last row. So about my thumb length from between the last row on the frame, went down a thumb to the center of the grid. So just the top part of my thumb, and just moved it down. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to move all of these around. Okay, so I went back and I moved all of these, the last row, down some onto the plastic grid. So I went about my thumb, the tip of my thumb, all the way around in the back. I mean, for the last row. So this is what we have so far. So the next is the center part. I'm going to show you how to make the fold. Remove that. So again, you're going to do a square, a triangle. I don't know why I want to call it square. And you're just going to take, instead of going this way like you did with those petals, you're going to go to the tip of the triangle. And again, forgive me for using two hands. And you're going to scrunch this part together. To create this. And that's what you're going to have at the end. Whoops. Here, and then take your pipe cleaner. We're going to twist. So this is, let's see, I don't know how long that is. It's about the size of my pointer finger. And we're going to cut some of this. Let me grab some scissors. These aren't my great scissors, but they'll do. And I'm going to cut off the end and leave, I guess that's about 1 inch on there. Again, I'll show you. So we're going to make a triangle. And I'm going right here. I am going to scrunch that together. Again, look like a little fan. Oops. Again with the pipe cleaner. It's raining, so if you heard my sump pump going out, I apologize. It has been raining. Whew. We had snow on Saturday, as I said, and then and it's pretty much been raining ever since. It's springtime. I'll get that later. Make one more just in case. Well, I'll hold off on this one because I may want to switch this up. I don't know if I want to keep that. So I'll just cut off the ends of these. And let's see if I remember how to do that center. I think I only made the center once. These aren't some good scissors either. Oh, I forgot to count also. So 18, 14, this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Sorry. 18, 14, 12. Okay. So we'll start with this one. And we will start smack dab in the center. I am going to go right in the center and I'm going to put the pipe cleaner through. I'm going to twist this on. And then you're going to create layers. So that is going to be like this. So then I'm going to I'm going to stick with this. I'm going directly across from this one on the other side. And I don't think that it matters if I face the pipe cleaners this way or that way. So I'm going right in front of it, but directly across it. And I'm going to lay this one into. And I'm going to twist it. So now what you have, I probably should have did this one like that. I'm sort of keeping it this way. I'm going to fold it almost like you would do the center of a rose. I'll twist it. But it will come together as you add more. So every layer that you add, you're going to kind of wrap it around the one before that and add your next one. Like so. I can't remember if in the center of that I actually added something to hold that in. We'll figure it out. I'm coming back to this side and I'm going sort of on the side. I'm going to turn it this way and go in with the pipe cleaner instead of backwards. If that makes sense. I'm just going close enough to it. And I'm going where the end of that petal kind of turned and flipped, if that's all right. And I'm wrapping it around the one before. Yeah, this center is gonna bother me, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up putting something on it to hold it. The center, because I don't want it open like that. I'm going across from that other one that I just put in. Can you start to see? And I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm going, if it makes sense, if you see this is where the end of the other one sort of meets when I wrap it around. I'm going the exact same spot, but on the opposite side with the darker pink. And I'm coming in as close as possible to the one before it so it could all sit up. Can you see? Okay, let's go back. My phone, I need to remove all these pictures I have from my phone because it's taking up all of my memory. So let's, okay. I don't remember where I left off, but so as I said, okay, so as I said, we're just gonna go to the opposite side and place these in. Move some of this out the way. pipe cleaners are all in the way. Excuse me. Just wrapping as I place them around before I put the next one in. I'm gonna go to the opposite side where the next one ends. I think I'm gonna turn this one this way. And we're just gonna keep going around, filling it in until you don't see, excuse me, it sort of overlaps the petals from that, the last petals. It's a little harder the closer you get to the center, well, to the end of creating the bud in the middle. I don't want this too big, so if I find that, excuse me, that I am creating too big of a center, I'll probably go in and add a couple petals closer to the center part, to the middle part. And I'm just going on each side and adding the next one when I, at the end of the previous one, where the points. And just make sure when you're putting the pipe cleaner in that you put it, don't space them too far when you go in, because then you can't pull down close enough to the end. I'm gonna go over here with the lighter color pink, just because I have the pink sort of layered. That wasn't on purpose. It just kind of went that way. And I'll just add as I need to on the other side. This is bigger on the others, on this side than it is on the other side. A little fuller. If you feel more comfortable with securing the ends, you can definitely do that. But it's no need. The bigger it gets, the more you put around it, it's going to fold itself. And I may, excuse me, my allergies are really bad right now. Um, I am going to go back into the center part to make sure that the center stay. It's a little gap right here. These scissors are horrible. Let's see if I can count how many I actually put in the center. All I'm doing is tucking, making sure the ends are pretty secure and tucked in right there so it won't fall out. And as I get to the end, I'm gonna sort of push the ends under the other part. Okay, so that's pretty much my center. I want this tight in the middle. So I'm going to get a pipe cleaner. Let's see if I have one. And try to go through the center part. Twist it a little more and go through the center part and see if I can hide that. So let's see if I can get in there. And just attach that down so it can close it up. I'm opening up the flower more. Something I don't want to do. So I have the pipe cleaner in. And I just want to grab the very edge of it so you won't see it, and it's just going to pull it down to close up that center. I sure should have did it when I realized that it was going to do that in the beginning, because now this makes it a little harder to get in there. Did I lose this pipe end of it? Let's turn it around. I lost it. Okay. And again, I'm just struggling to get this back through here. Can't find it. Find a hole. Because my pipe cleaner is like scrunched up. It's not straight. Just poke myself. Alright, I think I got it. Where is the other end? Is this it? Okay. Okay. So I closed that up, and I'm just going to make sure the other ones are wrapped around great. Sort of messed up the form while I was trying to do that. Alright, and there we have it. And like I said before, I usually go, sometimes I'll flip some of the ones, but I space them out a little bit just to make it look fuller. I pull the petals apart a little bit to make it look a little fuller. Flip one side and maybe not the other. And again, you're gonna cover the back. So if it is a little gap, if you'd use a pink, I still don't like this center because I didn't come in close enough. I'll keep playing with it. All right. Always go back and kind of straighten out, cut any ends that you may have that's loose. And I didn't double tighten my all of my petals as I was going, so some slid a little bit, so I might go back and secure that. Oh, I forgot to put my petals on, right? I don't know, do we need petals? Maybe a couple. Leaves, I mean. Oh, here it is. I always, whenever I make a wreath, I always hang it, look at it. If I see that this isn't right, this is kind of sitting down, so I can't see the full view of it. So I'll make sure that these are correct once I lay. I don't like this middle part. I made too much of a gap right here, so I'll probably just keep twisting this. I don't like to see the center, the very center of it. So I'll just keep playing with that until I get it how I want it. I like the middle part to look completely closed. So I'm just pulling and tucking. Okay, so maybe we'll do a couple other green leaves on here. I think I'm going to do just a regular leaf. Oh, let me move over here. This is pretty big. Then I'm gonna do a regular leaf, you know, do the fold one side over to the next and scrunch. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna scrunch and fold the leaf. I'm being messy now. I'm getting tired. It's late. I go to sleep early because I get up super early. I don't know why I get up super early, but I do. And no matter what I do, I try to sleep in, and it never works. I think the latest I ever stayed in the bed was at till 6. So, okay. So let's just add a couple. I'm gonna go where and like I told you guys before, I should have done this first, but for some reason, I like to wait till the end. So I'm gonna go to the end of, oh, I'm sorry, I'm out of frame. I'm gonna go to the end, the very top row, and where one of the cross wires are, cross bars, and I'm gonna add a couple of the leaves. I'm gonna keep playing with this because something not sitting right with me. Again, I'm folding and I am scrunching. I'm going to fold. What happens to all of my pipe cleaners? And I'm attaching a pipe cleaner through the center after I do a fold. Yeah, just add like 3 of them. Right there. 4 of them maybe. One over here somewhere. I'm sorry, I keep going out of frame. I'm going to the top one. Right at a crossbar. I see a couple of gaps, so I need to fix that up. You know, we're more critical of our work than anyone else. I'm dropping stuff. Again, I did these. This one I think I cut bigger than what I told you guys. They're supposed to be 12 by 12, but I think I did a 12 by 10, a 12 by, this looks like much bigger, like a 15 or something. I had a 21-inch roll of this green. And sometimes I don't, I just, when I was trying to separate the 21-inch, thank you, the 21-inch, I lost my pipe cleaner. I sort of just cut. This is fine. I got a green one, but I mean a pink one, but it doesn't matter. I'll go back with some felt, and I will cover the back with the felt. And I'm going to go over here somewhere. And I like to go on the crossbar when I do, anytime I use the top one, the top bar, because it likes to slide around a lot. And a lot of times you don't, it's just a little harder to keep them still. So doing that double pull over and twist works way better at the top. Because it doesn't have anything else to support it. Okay, so this one's just a little longer. I will fluff up a little bit. And I'm just gonna go through, pull some of it apart, pull the petals apart so they could be bigger. Flip a couple the opposite direction. You flip the bottom one or the top one. Whichever one you like. Just give it a fuller look. We don't always like nice and neat wreaths. We like it a little messy, especially a flower, right? Okay. You guys see? Hope it doesn't look too tacky because I did it in 2 different colors, but I was trying to do something different. I'll probably look at it for a while and see whether or not I really like it like this. If not, I'll end up doing a solid color. But this is how it came out. Hope you can see it. Hope you like the tutorial. I'm gonna still play with this middle part because the goal is to have these at different heights. And tuck in my ends. Okay. So when it's all done, which I probably should have did before I even fluffed, but it'll be okay. This is poly burlap. It's a little more durable. So I'll go to the back and just kind of twist my wires together, all the extras together. Just clean it up in the back, attach it to one that's close. If it's not anyone that's close enough that you could do You could tie it down with, just kind of flatten it. If you attach several and it becomes too bulky, of course take your scissors or take your wire cutters and cut them down so the back will lay right if someone hangs this, when someone hangs it, not if, right? On their door, on their wall, whatever it may be. So just gonna go back and do all of these, lay them flat. I will cover this with felt. So even if you don't attach it, if you could get them straight and laying down, that should be fine, because it's going to have a covering that is going to be glued on here. As long as you don't have any wires sticking up, it should be okay. Should be okay. All right, I know you guys don't want to watch me do this. I thank you for watching my video. Oh, that looks, so the center, of course, that's a little harder. So go around and attach as much as this is possible in kind of a circular motion. Again, if it won't attach to something, lay it down flat as possible. All this twisting is so hard on my hand. I had carpal tunnel surgery on my right hand, and my left hand had a little bit of it, so it wasn't as bad. But it seemed like shortly after, my left hand started getting bad and waking me up at night also. So not as bad like tonight, because I did a lot of twisting. I'm probably gonna have some issues. But normally it's not too bad. So I try not to do too many projects that require me to do a lot of the twisting of pipe cleaners in one day. So I try to do only one of those. So again, I'm just lay that down, and I'm going to cover this with felt. And again, here's our wreath. This is going to drive me crazy. You guys will be like, leave it alone. But I needed to not show in the center. So I will probably just keep playing with that. But that's the basics. All right. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I promise. I'm gonna stop. See how this is kind of the same height? You really don't want that. So that's why I said when you put them on, you go to the opposite side, across from it. That way you keep your pattern going. Now I may just add another piece right here just so I could get it tight in the center. Thank you all.